Hello, it's Tommy, the developer of Battlefleet Engineer. This September update brings a new game mode called Battle Sandbox. It combines normal battle gameplay with level editing functionality to give you more control to create your own scenarios on the fly. I will show you the main features in this tutorial. The Battle Sandbox can be entered from the main menu from here, but this will just bring you to an empty level with a fixed size. So maybe a better option is to enter it from any existing battle. So for example, we can generate a free skirmish battle with our desired settings, start the battle, and then at any point, you could do it right now, but we can also just wait a little bit and then enter the sandbox mode. So to enter the sandbox mode, press escape to open the pause menu, and then we have this new option, continue in sandbox mode. This will load the level as is to the sandbox, but it will cancel your existing battle, so you cannot come back to it. And if it were a battle challenge or such, you won't be able to make a high score from this sandbox mode. This even works from the campaign prototype battles, but the battle will also be cancelled, so it will be like it never happened. Okay, so now we are in the Battle Sandbox mode. It will start in this edit mode, but you also have command mode, which brings different UI and different functionalities. You will also notice that on the left side we have the normal fleet selector for the player fleet, but on the right side we also have access to the enemy fleet, like in the battle editor. So you can also select the enemy ships. If we go to the command mode, here you will notice that this is similar to the normal battle controls. We can, for example, continue the game in slow motion now. But there's extra options here. Player fleet AI and enemy fleet AI toggles. So we can turn on or off the fleet level control AI for either fleet. So now I have disabled both of them, so they will just, the ships will continue their latest commands. And I can also give new commands. I can also command the enemy fleet in this sandbox mode. Okay, so the next thing then is that we can go to the edit mode, and here we have functions that are similar to the battle editor, but we can use them while the battle is going. So of course we can pause at any time. The shortcut is the spacebar key. So for example, let's add some ships to the player fleet. And if you do add a ship that overlaps some existing one, it will, as a precaution, it will pause the game. If you do have an overlap like this, and then the game, you resume the game, the ships will rapidly just destroy themselves. So that's a thing to keep in mind. You can also, in the edit mode, you can just, while the simulation is going, you can even select the projectiles or ships and move them around like this. Or you can position them immediately. You can also delete objects, anything you can select. So for example, these projectiles, now they're gone. I can delete whole ships if I so desire. And the other functions also include things like add an asteroid. Whoops. Rotate it. Make it move. Make it rotate. You have complete control over what happens. And of course you can pause if you wish to. Or just delete the asteroid. You can also rearm, repair and rebuild any ships, which will rearm will just replenish supplies, repair will repair any module damage, including bringing back disabled modules, and rebuild will completely recreate the ship in place. But one limitation currently is that you cannot select and you cannot bring back completely destroyed ships or disabled ships, so that's maybe something that can be added in the future. You can also duplicate ships, which will duplicate them in the state they are, so with any existing damage and so on. If you drag the ships, it will, and the simulation is running, you will see these collisions happening and the ships will take damage as they overlap. But you can also with the right click just teleport them. The teleport will also note that dragging doesn't change the velocity of the ship, but teleportation does. It just stops it right there. If the battle ends, so if we delete all the player ships, the game will be just paused. You can unpause it, and at that point the fleets will just do, or the ships will continue their latest commands, but you can then of course add more ships to bring it back and continue the battle. This ship editor or blueprint browser is actually resizable as well, and if you switch to the command mode, it's hidden with the other edit mode controls, so you don't need to close it every time. So I think that's it basically for the sandbox mode. There might be new features and added later. Please let me know what you would like to see here. And also the UI is likely to be improved a bit. Especially these edit mode controls are not the easiest to access repeatedly. Another thing is that you can save the battle as a level file, but not as a challenge or such. And then you can load existing saved level files. But take note that if you have old saves like these from 2017-18, they might not be supported anymore, and the game might actually crash if you try to load them. Okay, so that's it for this tutorial. Hope you enjoy the new game mode.